Hi, my name is Beer, and let's start with Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This is an awesome game. Well, 3 remastered games in one remade with shiny new graphics and details. Although I must admit that the graphics of the first part are still morally old, so the more you play, the more beautiful the game gets. So don't expect miracles, these are all the games with not so fancy overhaul as Crysis franchise. First Mass Effect was released in 2007, so really long time ago. Anyway, if you like science fiction space operas, Mass Effect is one of the best there is. It has a great plot, many twisted turns of events, mysteries on every corner, giant robots, giant spaceships and giant space stations. Everything is giant here. It's also full of great characters as well, and it has about 90% of positive reviews on Steam. By buying Legendary Edition, you will get all 3 remastered Mass Effect games with all the DLCs and other stuff included and remade in one huge game. Also, there is Mass Effect Andromeda, which is even more similar to Starfield. It has a fair amount of barren, empty planets with boring encounters. But let's be honest, while Starfield is famous for lazy copy-paste material, there are a fair amount of handmade planets and encounters that actually makes the game fun. At least more fun than Andromeda. The Outer Worlds. From all the games in this list, I would say that The Outer Worlds is the closest one to Starfield. You could even call Starfield a clone of The Outer Worlds, if not a complex history between Bethesda and Obsidian Entertainment. It is definitely one of the best RPG games I have played in recent years. It is funny, it has secrets, many guns and places to explore. It's not just Fallout in space, I had more fun playing The Outer Worlds than I had playing Fallout 4. Even if this is a bit smaller game, I can absolutely give it 9 cold beers out of 10 and recommend it to you without a doubt. But I have to mention that it has some cons as well, like unbalanced difficulty. You know, at first you die a lot, but later everything else dies in seconds, even the strongest monsters. Then you may think,
hey, I will switch from hard to the hardest difficulty.
but you can't. You have to play the whole game on this hardest difficulty without switching it off, because developers decided to add some stupid achievements most of the players don't even care about. So you will feel overpowered all the time and you can't do anything about that. That's why I didn't buy and didn't play the last DLC. I already feel like a combat god, everything just dies when I blink. Void Crew. While Starfield is single player only, this one lets you play with friends. It's not an MMO, but a co-op game. It's still in early access, but already has more than 90% of positive reviews on Steam, and lets you explore the universe along with your buddies or, you know, your mother-in-law. Nobody loves you more, and you know it. Here you will pilot the ship, man the turrets, perform emergency repairs, recharge the power cells, utilize space station weaponry, fabricate munitions, and exit the ship on extravehicular missions, be it patching the ship's hull or scavenging derelict wrecks. People on Steam are saying that this game will break your friendships, but you know, it's worth it. You will find new friends. World is full of friends, not yours though. No Man's Sky. The game was released 7 years ago and it flopped like no game has ever flopped before. Despite that, developers scooped their shattered dignity and textures together and molded it into a great game. No Man's Sky is a live project. The game is getting better and better every year, and the updates are constant. Every month they are fixing something, adding some new things, and so on. Let's hope Starfield's developers will take an example from that. They are serious about this game, and that's why the price never goes below 50%. You know, they have to pay salaries to all the people updating the game, so they could buy delicious ingredients for the best potato salad. The game itself is an open-world galaxy sim where you craft and build stuff in order to survive. It's one of the best games of the genre, so if you are up for the adventure, don't overthink it. Fallout 4. Here you can play from first or third person perspective. You can take items that lie around and roam across a big open world in search of adventure, absolutely ignoring the main quest and story. So basically it evokes, at least for me it did, the same feeling of freedom and exploration as the Elder Scrolls games. And the shooting part in Starfield feels kinda similar, although I really miss the pause option. The main difference of course is the setting. Fallout 4 is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi game. It's filled with mutants and creepy facilities to explore. You can also join various factions and that will immensely influence the outcome of the story. Sadly, they don't have a potato salad faction you could join. That is a shame. The game, along with the third Fallout game, has only one really annoying feature. In both cases, I finished the game thinking that I have like 10 or more hours of gameplay left, and it ended absolutely unexpectedly and way too fast. So if you decide to play Fallout 4, keep that in mind. Roam around, do some side quests, do not rush the story. All 3 games, I mean third Fallout, Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4 are great games. You have all my recommendations. Outer Wilds. It was named Game of the Year 2019 by Giant Bomb, Polygon, Eurogamer and The Guardian, so that alone should grab your attention. If it grabs something else or somewhere else, call the police. Here you are, the newest recruit of the Outer Wilds Ventures, a space program searching for answers in a strange, constantly evolving solar system. You will have to find what lurks in the heart of the ominous dog Bramble. Who built the alien city on the moon? Well, obviously aliens, but you know what I mean. Can the endless time loop be stopped? And why is potato salad so delicious? Answers await you in the most dangerous reaches of space. Game has overwhelmingly positive reviews, so you can't go wrong with this one. Destiny 2. In this free-to-play MMO you will explore the mysteries of the solar system and experience great first-person shooter combat. Here you are a guardian, defender of the last city of humanity in a solar system under siege by infamous villains. You will look to the stars and stand against the darkness. You will enjoy cinematic story, challenging co-op missions, explore planets and fight in a variety of PvP modes alone or with friends. People in the comments section are saying that Destiny 2 should be classified as a drug. Well, you can't inject it into your veins, although I'm pretty sure many of the players would do that. And I can think of one more addictive substance, a concentrated portion of my humor. Can you imagine injecting it into your gluteus maximus? Oh wait, that may make you immune to my dumb jokes. Forget it. Astroneer. Game is set during the 25th century intergalactic age of discovery. Here astroneers explore the frontiers of outer space, risking their lives in harsh environments to unearth rare discoveries and unlock the mysteries of the universe itself. Honestly, that sounds exactly the same as Starfield. In this space sandbox adventure you can work together with other players to build custom bases above or below the ground, create vehicles to explore a vast solar system, and use terrain to create anything you can imagine. So basically you are invading beautiful planets with beautiful nature and making an industrial hell out of them. Yeah, screw nature, the galaxy is full of it. People on Steam are saying that here you are your own worst enemy. You will fall off the cliffs, touch deadly plants and forget something at your base that is half a galaxy away. Yeah, anyway, very positive reviews are here for a reason. Almost everyone loves the game and there is a huge chance that you will love it as well. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition. This version with upgraded graphics was released 7 years ago, and it still has about 25,000 players in game simultaneously at all times. By player count on Steam it holds 46th place among all the games. That shows how huge and popular this game is. There is no doubt that Skyrim is a masterpiece of open-world games, and in my opinion it was decrowned from the throne of the best game in the field only by the third Witcher. By now it is of course a bit outdated, but it still lets you dive into a huge fantasy world and explore incredible places. Skyrim is single player only. There is no bullshit of other players invading your game like in Elden Ring, no other gamers walking around like in Diablo 4 when you just try to accomplish single player campaign. Here you are alone, and everything is done for your personal pleasure. You can become a warrior, mage, assassin or drug addict. You know, it's up to you. Skyrim is like a great book where you are the main protagonist. Superhero to be fair, but the lore is super deep. Stories, especially for guild quests, are great, and if you never played it, just do it. Cyberpunk 2077. Everyone knows the game, but just a few of us know the real state of it. Is it finally a good game? And the answer is yes. It's not perfect, you know, we didn't get the actual Mass Effect Skyrim GTA 5 hybrid with the best traits of every game, but now Cyberpunk 2077 is in a great state. The simplest proof of that is a recent review score. Rated by thousands of people, it is hovering around 90%. So basically 9 out of 10 people who bought the game these days are really happy with what they get. The game itself, if you somehow don't know that, is an open-world RPG first-person shooter. Honestly, it is a bit dumb combination. You know, how your experience in battle can influence the strength of your bullets. The more you play, the more powerful your weapons get. You know, they are the same weapon, so it makes no sense that your experience in battle makes a bullet explode within a wider radius or something. But hey, it's a game, not a real world, so I probably should shut up about that. So Cyberpunk 2077 itself is like futuristic GTA 5 combined with any AAA kind of shooter and littered with RPG elements. The campaign is great, you can buy it without any regrets just for the campaign alone. The annoying thing, at least for me, was that you can't fly here. That takes a lot of fun away from a GTA-like game. Star Wars Jedi, Fallen Order and Survivor. You may struggle to see similarities with Starfield at first, but let me explain. Here you have a starship, and just like in Starfield, you will watch an animation of your ship flying to one planet or the other. You don't actually control anything in flight, but you can choose planets to explore in any order you want. First part is honestly one of the best action-adventure RPGs I have ever played. It's considered a Souls-like game, but it has difficulty levels, so you can just crank it down to the very bottom, choose pussy difficulty and enjoy the game without a lot of stress. Well, stress will still be there because you are your own worst enemy when it goes to jumping over various crevasses, and this game is filled with every abyss a man can think of. And in the second part, the story of Jedi Cal Kestis continues. He has a beard now, so he looks a bit cooler than before. A beard makes everyone look cooler, so if you don't have one, you know what to do. And I mean, shave some beardy man while he's asleep and glue his beard onto your face. Anyway, in the second part, you will be able to use some upgraded abilities. Also, as it always goes with the sequel, you will find larger areas to explore and more to discover. But don't you dare to start playing the franchise from the second part. It would be a blasphemy beyond imagination. People have been thrown into Republic Central Judiciary Detention Center for crimes way lesser than this. Warframe. This is parkour, slashing, running, shooting, trading, farming, space, ninja simulator with a ridiculous amount of stuff to do. Here you can choose from over 300 different weapons and modify them as you want in those short breaks from killing stuff left and right. The weapons and warframes you have are extremely powerful and you one-shot pretty much everything. There is some harder content in this game, but it doesn't even matter. You'll feel like a truly powerful hero, just like your cat feels when it casually eats a giant spider just seconds before you decide to leave and burn your house down. Warframe's story revolves around grotesque clones and capitalist machines that dominate our solar system, and you have to fight back against greed and corruption. I know that this all sounds like a wet communist dream of Lenin or something, but you will feel like a good guy here, I promise. Just like Lenin felt back in the days before creating an empire of evil, which still exists. And of course, here you don't have to work alone. You can invite up to 3 friends, although if you are alone and with no buddies to play with, you probably want to know if you can play Warframe alone. And yes, you can. Almost everything can be done solo here, but you will probably find a friend or two in the process anyway. Although keep in mind that Warframe needs your internet connection all the time. It's like your umbilical cord that feeds you, except this time the mother is you, and you feed this game and its creators with your wasted time, and sometimes money, although the game itself is free to play. And now, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll
See you next time. Bye.